Sometimes the news breaks when you're a long way from the sea, but that doesn't stop us from having a view. The news that Australia will be in the 38th America's Cup confirms a rumour that's been doing the rounds for months. They're last in by a long way. They haven't declared a boat or a sailing team and probably have no more than a year before the first official race in the AC-75s. A year in which they have to reconfigure an AC-75, launch it and learn to sail it quicker than anyone else. In a normal Cup cycle, if such a thing exists, that's nuts. So while the announcement is exciting for the Cup and supporters down under, do the Australians actually stand a chance? For the Cup, it's very good news. To have 6 challengers lining up to have a crack at the Defender at a time when there's been open criticism as to whether the Cup has lost its way says a great deal. To have 2 new teams come in says even more, especially when time is so tight. And these are teams that have huge amounts of experience and are definitely not there to make up the numbers. So could Australia actually win the America's Cup? Australia too remains the most famous challenger of all time after the historic victory in 1983 that broke the longest winning streak in sporting history after 132 years of American dominance. But they haven't been in it for 26 years. The game has moved on, boats now fly, and all bar one of their rivals were at the last Cup and have plenty of current experience. To be there at all, let alone stand a chance, is a ridiculously big ask. Or is it? Let's start by looking at what they've announced. The challenging club that they represent is the Royal Prince Edward Yacht Club in Sydney. Lovely looking club, but one that has no Cup experience. Well, that doesn't really matter because they got plenty of it when it comes to the key names. Head of sailing is Tom Slingsby. Glenn Ashby is head of performance and Grant Simmer is the team CEO. And just in case you didn't know, Simmer has been involved in every Cup since he was the navigator on Australia 2 back in 1983. Team Australia is backed by John Winning and family. Winning is not only a successful businessman but a very accomplished sailor. He won the 29er Skiff World title in 2002 at 18. Went on to become a top sailor in the 18-foot skiff class and won the Sydney Hobart race in 2016 and 2018 aboard the 100-footer Perpetual Loyal. And back in 2024 he was patron of Team Australia's Women and Youth America's Cup teams in Barcelona. And if that's not enough current experience, he's racing in San Diego at the Etchells World Championships right now, where he's 15th in the 76 boat fleet. Tom Slingsby needs no introduction really. His team has dominated SailGP since the start. He got Olympic gold in 2012, he won the America's Cup with Oracle Team USA in San Francisco and won back-to-back world titles in the International Moth. Plus he was co-helmsman aboard American Magic last time around. Glenn Ashby is a global rock star too. He's got 17 World Championship titles across various classes. He's won the America's Cup 3 times, once with BMW Oracle in 2010 on the Giant Try, then twice with the Kiwis, in 2017 and 2021. Plus he holds the land sailing speed record and an Olympic silver medal in the Tornado. But I think the one thing that really stands out now and has done for some time is that if it's got a wing or foils on it, everybody wants him. He's leading the rig program with Ferrari Hypersail and has been working with the French in both their Cup and SailGP teams. But it's not all roses. Ashby broke his leg last weekend in Bermuda aboard the French F50. Also on the team is Tash Bryant, who's one of the crew on the Australia SailGP team and who clearly has plenty of talent and ability. But an impressive lineup is one thing. To stand a chance, Team Australia is going to need a lot more than that. And on the face of it, it's a huge ask. The runway is short, the technology complex, and the opportunity to catch up ridiculously tight. But then again, there's another way of looking at it. The team is rumoured to have got hold of the Kiwi boat that won the 36th America's Cup in 2021, the COVID Cup. Under the new rules, the boats will be lighter and fly sooner, and you don't need human muscle power to achieve it, at least not like last time. So hull shape is not quite so important. You only need 5 crew, 1 more than an AC40 and 1 less than they have to fly a SailGP F50. And this team knows all 3 boats pretty well. And sailing an AC75 is closer to current foiling boats than ever before. And when it comes to the lack of time to train, take a look at the rules for this Cup as set out in the protocol. As from the 15th of January this year to the 14th of January next year, everyone can sail their AC75 for up to 45 days. For this year at least, that's not a huge number of days, and so far only the Kiwis have been out in their 75. But teams that did less well last time around get an extra allowance. The French can have an extra 10 days, Alinghi 8, Luna Rossa 4 and the Brits 2. I wonder what the new teams will be given, if any, but this could also provide a big leg up. Next year, everyone gets another 45 days ahead of the final preliminary event. So, given these limits and the restrictions on the development of the boats, maybe a short runway with a team that has stacks of experience isn't as much of a big deal as we might have thought. On top of this, the America's Cup will be in Naples, but as far as I understand, there will only be 1 event this year in the Cup location, which sounds like it'll be in September. And that's not the same time as the America's Cup will be held, so no one will have any full-on race experience at the venue going into the Cup. That too could be a benefit to the latecomers. And finally, the money issue. If ever there was a time when having limitless funds didn't matter, it must surely be now. After all, what are you going to spend it on? A new boat? No. Endless training? No. Hiring Olympic grade muscle power from another sport? No. I think you get the point. And if there's one team that has consistently proved what can be achieved on a relatively small budget, it's the Kiwis. They've shown that you need focus, ability, ingenuity and experience rather than limitless funds to win the America's Cup. And when you apply this to what we now know about the Australian team, well, I wouldn't rule them out.